Yes. And yes, podcast ini proudly brought to you by the American Green Corner, by the US Embassy KL in collaboration with Sabah State Library, Tanjung Aru bersama-sama dengan Kinabalu Podcast.
Yes, AGC is actively encouraging education and cultural exchange between US and Sabah. The awareness of environmental issues, climate change, and as well as offering everyone conducive space of operation to organize and operate our programs with our team at the American Green Corner.
Yeah, but to know more, of course, follow us at the AGC Sabah on Instagram and TikTok, and American Green Corner Sabah on Facebook and YouTube. Punkis, Kee-hoy!
Bodine, tell him, what are we going to do? You're going to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable.
Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop.
7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation. She's remembered and dedicated to the conversation of all men are created.
From the beauty of Kinabalu to the white sands of Mengayau, this is the American Green Corner Podcast.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Richado.
Saya Kenny.
Kami daripada AGC Podcast berkolaborasi bersama Kinabalu Podcast, dan kami sekarang ini di episod yang seterusnya lah.
Ya, seterusnya lah kan. I forgot which one.
Because we don't know, mungkin band punya come out first, we don't know yet.
Yeah, man.
But kita berada di State Library ni, kita mau promosi juga apa yang sedang sebenarnya kami di mana berada ni. Kita berada di American Green Corner, yang mana di sini ni ada macam-macam barang, macam-macam benda yang melibatkan pembelajaran dan juga knowledge lah. So boleh datang sini, boleh berjumpa dengan Azmi, boleh follow semua social media kami, American Green Corner, dan bolehlah contact kami punya our staff.
So come here, enjoy
and learn.
That's the best thing of all.
For this episode, aku akan bermula dengan bertanyakan tentang baju kau. So adakah kau bekas SEAL team?
Saya bukan.
Okay.
Baju ni tidak melambangkan apa-apa sebelum kamu wax ya.
Okay.
Saya cuma suka mengumpul jaket. Jadi ini jaket ini tidak melambangkan apa-apa lah. Sekali kedua saya takut nih. tapi lama sudah cari jaket macam gini nih. So I found the right size and I wore it. I was like,
Kau patut tanya Johan.
Ya, kan? Betul. So
kalau ikut betul ini bukan desert storm, dia
I don't know man. This one macam urban camo.
Navy SEAL.
No, I think this is like the grunt lah. Yang
I think this is a jacket lah.
Yeah, jacket.
This is a uniform lah.
Yeah, nothing on, no patches.
Takut. Well, anyway, so kau suka kumpul lagi lah. Okay, talking about this episode, aku sangat teruja. So aku berminat. Kau pun minat juga pasal this scene of art. I mean this line of art, which is the photography, videographies and stuff.
I know, I love it so much.
Apa kau punya experience doing photography and videography ni?
Okay, videography mungkin tidak berapa banyak sangat, tapi saya memang suka with angles, cinematics, how they do things. And it's always nice to see a cool shot.
Memang kita orang suni lah bang. Kita otak kiri lah.
Betul.
Kita menggunakan otak kiri.
kiri.
Siapa yang kasih sahih itu?
Nah, tahu lah. Can you check it out on Google? Tapi for me, I started back in university. I was exposed to freelance event photography. So I've been
yang unpaid punya
unpaid and paid.
Yeah.
I got published work as well. Kira lah kan. Kira dulu lah.
Kasih tahu lah yang kau pernah publish lah.
Utusan Borneo lah.
Kau ni free publicity.
Free publicity lah kan. Well, way back then and then I do freelance stuff lah. Event photography sajalah.
Me myself, saya sempat buka studio lagi.
Nah, ini lagi gila.
It was back in I think 2012, 11 macam itu. Di Bundusan saya punya studio last time. It was a 3-in-1, which is ada video, photography, and as well studio for music studio production. Wow. So saya sempat 1 tahun lah. So
1 tahun je?
Ya, 1 tahun saja. Because this thing kau perlu fokus. Kau nak boleh ada 2 kerja at the same time. And also that time saya dapat macam 3 months jobs. Saya cover sudah my rental for the whole year.
Wow.
That is how good it is lah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why you stop though?
Okay.
Why?
Because of macam saya cakap lah, kau kena fokus kalau kau betul-betul buat.
Oh, tapi masa tu kau banyak fokus lah. too many focus at the same time lah.
Yeah. And also kita kan base di Kota Baru, so it's very far. The industry is in Kota Kinabalu.
Unless you live in KK lah kan gitu.
Tapi saya berkesempatan lah, bukan mau temberang, tapi berkesempatan juga macam di hire di Sarawak pernah.
Temberang lah itu. Sorry.
Di Tawau pernah fly, kira siok lah that time tu. Dorang probably they trust on the job and the work, so dorang suka untuk hire lah untuk dapatkan ini services lah.
Nice man.
So saya memang suka kesenian ni, memang bagi saya memang suka lah. Saya rasa kau pun sama.
I love it.
Dan talking about that di Sabah ini, saya rasa berkembang dan ada orang yang sustain, ada yang tidak. But kita punya guest hari ni a special one because he is the man behind of this AGC ever since.
Literally behind it right now.
Yeah, so welcome to the studio, the Flanegan.
Dude,
hello everyone.
He lives in the studio, man.
Wow. Yeah.
I live and breathe in the studio.
So perkenalkan diri dulu, Flan.
Siapa Flan ini?
Siapa Flan ini?
Siapa Flan?
Yeah, cool. Kira nama dia
Flan.
Last week kita ada Jordan, dia ada Flan.
Flan, man. Damn.
Nama, wish. Okay, wow. Flan, introduce yourself. Let us know.
Yeah, I have my own special camera sini, so that I can focus lah both side. Mana saya boleh apa.
sambil lah kan.
Dia multitasking lah sekarang ni.
Multitasking sekarang. So,
Okay.
My name is Flanegan Bainon, and I can say I've been doing photography since fully 2009 lah.
Okay, wow.
I thought from the womb.
From the womb. Long story short lah, belum lagi lah.
Kira iyalah bah, because dia sudah tertulis di situ bah tu. Di Loh Mahfuz. Dah lama. So you've been doing that ever since. Then how you fell in love doing that? Kau rasa kau ada kesenian kau di situ kah atau macam mana? How you started this?
I know back in high school memang I know I want jadi orang biasa lah. Cause remember my cikgu pun cakap kau tidak boleh kerja semua orang ni. So cara kau berlawan kan, cikgu pun pandai kalah.
Kau kira rebellious ataupun kau banter? You like to banter?
Banter. Dulu memang saya kaki banter. Not because saya mau menang, just that when the cikgu, like let's say teacher or sometimes my parents will say like nonsense lah. And then I will lawan balik like how they used to lawan balik with orang lain.
I see.
Or like they complain at house like they supposed to this and that. So that the teacher say you will when you work for people kau confirm tidak boleh last long lah. Which is true. I've been working with a few people just because of my nature lah, I believe. Even my mom lama sudah she observe me kan. After I went through like 4-5 kena kasih buang, kena retrench, kena kasih lepas, and then my mom say memang you cannot work for people.
So you have to
only work with people who really understand you or give you freedom, dia bilang.
So this is it.
Yeah, I can say.
Tapi kau pernah kerja sebelum ni lah?
Memang pernah. Actually my first
job
you in
the art industries before ataupun kau
music? In high school, I was quite active in underground. Macam saya ada 3-4 band lah as a drummer.
Kau drummer pula.
Yang nampak ni video, kalau aku kenal Rainbow saya lah, sebab saya botak sudah. So pakai spek lagi. Dulu rambut panjang. Rebellious, pengawas rambut panjang lagi.
Wow.
Rebellious.
Itu bukan pengawas.
Not rebellious lah, just that I'm in that phrase lah. Yang kalau cikgu, kenapa rambut panjang? Tidak sampai sini juga, tidak sampai kolos.
You got your answers lah. You always got your answers lah.
You're supposed to be a lawyer.
Okay, coming to this photography itself because let's just tell everyone lah. Flanegan dia ada studio di sini. What is your studio called?
Flanegan B Studio.
Flanegan B Studio. Dan dia sudah lama bertapak dan dia memang dia sudah orang bilang established lah di Kota Kinabalu.
Very established.
So talking about yang photography itself ni, bila kau started doing this?
I started.
Yang kau terasa kau fell in love with?
Fell in love is 2005, I think. It's time to. I think I finished my macam DTP certificate like graphic in KL.
DTP is what?
Graphic desktop top publisher begitu.
Okay.
It's like the lower version of graphic designer lah.
I see.
Because it's a free certificate course di KL. Terus Bumi Putra kan. My father like ambil peluang pergi try. I tried.
Percuma ni.
Percuma.
Typical father.
It's only 9 months and then 9 months from there. I know want to do something creative lah in visual arts, but I know graphic won't be one of them. Like I
competition
think,
probably.
Not competition. I just macam boring, you do the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
But I continue diploma graphic design.
Okay.
Yeah, actually.
Where?
SIA.
Okay.
Actually,
SIA.
saya mau sambung fashion designer.
Yeah. Okay.
But my father macam maybe dia suspect kenapa? Why my son want to do fashion designer?
Macam ada stereotype sikit lah.
Yeah, stereotype.
Macam ke arah itu tu.
And tiba-tiba my
No
father
need to
dia
go for that.
Sorry.
Dia curi-curi lah pergi register for me graphic design.
Okay.
Oh.
Sambung pergi diploma.
Okay.
Lepas tu kau terima saja lah, kau pergi je lah.
Yeah, parents bayar kan.
Oh, dah.
This is back in what year, which year?
I think 2006. Cause only 9 months in KL, 2005.
Oh.
After habis diploma, and then the whole family went to Europe lah for I think 1.5 months kah. Yeah, like out of the blue. Cause my father dulu MAS, ticket free lah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, so
Yeah.
kira kamu 1 month and a half jalan terus lah di
Jalan
Europe.
lah.
Okay.
And then
Travel.
in Rome, I was in Florence, I remember. Sana ada photoshoot bah.
Okay.
Kan sana banyak lots of structure, lots
Yes,
of
yes,
effects.
yes.
Yeah.
So tiba-tiba got one big production. I ingat dorang buat movie like Hollywood.
Mm.
But that time masih film kan. So you got one guy with a huge camera on top of the crane. Sana lah. Macam 1 jam saya duduk sana.
Oh.
Tiba-tiba like out of the blue like
I want to do this.
shock pula jadi photographer ni. Yeah.
Wah.
Like simple stuff, you take picture macam you can make it looks nice bah. Because I can see the result like on the banner, on the big poster billboard gitu. Oh, so this is, I thought dorang do everything on 3D. Because dulu belajar grafik kan.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And then time tu I only think about photography is an interesting job. But
Okay.
I never thought about I want to become a photographer.
Oh.
Yang betul-betul mau jadi photographer is my last 1 week in UK.
Oh.
In Camden Town sana ada Getty photo book store.
Oh, yeah,
Masuk
yeah.
dalam lah, sana semua photo book.
Oh.
And then I see lah books, photos from 1930s
Okay.
all the way to late 1990s.
Okay. Wow.
So saya cakap, shock pula tengok all these people take picture. This di sana lah, saya cakap, I think if kena bagi peluang sambung my degree, I take photography lah.
Which you did.
I did.
Okay. Where did you took your degree?
RMIT photography. RMIT.
Oh.
Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology.
Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology,
yeah.
which is in Australia.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is in Melbourne lah,
Melbourne.
basically.
How many
Actually,
years?
How many years?
I applied for US.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Academy of Art.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Kena
that's
accept
one of the biggest.
Actually, yeah, I got accepted because of visa issue.
Okay.
So they send directly all my application to RMIT lah.
Oh, begitu.
Because they say RMIT has one of the best photography course at Southern Hemisphere, orang bilang.
Wow.
Oh.
I send sana, dia sampai 2 minggu kena call.
Mm.
Kena interview terus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then
Why do you want to take photography? What's
Okay.
your long term? Time tu saya tembak saya lah saya punya jawapan. Time tu English pun tersasul.
Okay.
Baru 18 years old
Oh,
kan.
yalah.
Oh.
What is your answer that time?
So I say I can see myself as a photographer lah.
oh.
Itu like simple. Thank you for your time. And then ngam-ngam there's a education fair. My father pun bilang lah, pergi sana mana tahu got free admission, don't need to bayar. Because when you study overseas you need admission kan.
Yeah,
Pergi
bayar
sana
semua.
ngam-ngam ada RMIT, got one IDP kah kalau tu silap.
IDP, it's IDP. Yes.
IDP, yeah. Oh, RMIT, if you apply, got accepted, offer, we will macam waive the admission fee. Gila apply.
Terus
dapat. Tidak sampai 12 jam kena dapat my offer letter from
Oh,
RMIT.
wow.
Yeah.
Kalau ada admission fee, how much was the admission
I
fee?
don't know, I
that time?
think around $300 Australian kah back in the days.
Oh, which is a lot. you
Around
know.
900, 1,000 lah back in the days.
So that's where it
Free lah,
started,
yeah.
and you flew there.
there.
For how many years?
4
Degree,
years.
4 years
Yeah.
degree in Melbourne.
How was the journey?
How was Great Ocean Road?
kau tahu tempat
How
lah.
was the boomerang?
Out of the Great Ocean Road. Yeah.
Didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo. Can you blow the didgeridoo?
Semua lah.
Semua
Anything to do with country. Kalau Australia, didgeridoo,
Country road.
boomerang, Great Ocean Road,
Cotton on.
koala, kangaroo, opera house. Confirm sudah. So during your time studying there, meaning to say kau menjadikan kau lebih, kau punya minat dalam fotografi ni getting stronger lah.
Getting interested once the course started lah. Cause time tu masih belajar film, so all my camera is film.
Okay.
Belum ada digital lagi.
Okay.
What model?
Just a cheap Nikon N75. I think my dad bought it at Investline. I think
Investline
kah?
Oh,
I still remember lah when I take out the
free
camera.
promotion for Investline.
Yeah, Investline. I still use Investline. Baru saya beli backdrop tu hari.
Oh,
yeah, and
so
then,
make sure bagi good sponsor, good discount lah.
Yeah. So so when I remember when I take out the camera, everyone look at me and like, oh, this is the poorest student. I said the problem is I don't know about camera. My father pun mana tahu. My father just say, what's the cheapest professional camera SLR back in the days.
What was it?
That's the one like Nikon
N75. Yeah.
Wow.
Which is okay.
Kit lens like I remember I used the kit lens of the film. Yeah.
Let's talk about your Flanegan B studio. How long does you been operating?
Actually, that was quite new. I think I only started 2 years ago.
Oh, I see. So previously you do at home?
Previously I was in Japan.
In Japan.
I travel across last.
How have you been to Japan for so long? Were you funded by the tourism?
Back in Australia, I found my love in Japanese photography.
Okay, because kau punya muka pun macam muka orang Jepun lah, lebih kurang.
Betul-betul lah. Macam orang Jepun je ada ni. So you stayed in Japan. I think you mentioned offcast. You stayed in Japan for 9 years kah?
On and off 7 years and then straight 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Why Japan out of all places?
Because when I studied photography, not only ambil gambar lah, they will ask you to study the history and then lots of books. They will force you to write like 20,000 words of essay about photography.
Okay.
So I check European, the Renaissance time during arts painting.
Okay.
Semua macam you already see back in pendidikan seni, but of course not in depth lah. There's lots of iceberg kan.
Okay. Boring sudah lah itu.
Yeah, like boring sudah. You know the history everything. And then you know how the result will come out. And then the history like from the Times magazine, Life magazine back in the days of photography. And tiba-tiba Japan they macam innovate the photography in a very interesting way.
Oh.
Yeah, they still have the Japanese punya visual. They modified sikit how they do the film back in the days. That's why the gambar look very raw in black and white. Like people say, why cannot get this result in the film? Padahal after they develop, dorang kasih straight matahari and then dorang siram air panas. And then when you scan it, lain tu gambar nampak. Yeah, some people say ugly lah, but when I look at it like,
it's pretty.
Macam tersentuh hati lah.
Kira ada bunga dalam taman lah.
Yeah, kau tengok my heart lah.
Yeah, kau tengok nah.
Okay. Dia macam there's a name for it kan? This art. I forgot sudah. What ink apa sudah tu?
They just call it. They know it's Japanese style photography lah.
The
black and white. Yeah, the raw, very contrasty black and white. There's only black and white. There's like no middle.
No middle, no tone at all.
The
no
famous
dynamics.
one was Moriyama Daido lah.
Kira-kira buat macam tahu.
I heard of it.
Yeah, he's quite famous photographer. Not only in Japan, all over the world. Yeah, usually people see painting at art museum and then his photo memang all over lah.
Di sana, like diorang kasih sama level dengan the old painting semua lah.
One of the prestigious art award, not only in US, in Europe and everything.
Pulitzer? I don't know.
Yeah, not Pulitzer, just art, not photography.
Art,
the overall arts. Yeah.
I do remember. I to scroll in my apa ni timeline yang apa ni photography in a glass tu. He's a dude from Europe, tapi dia now resides in Bali. So dia pakai yang old type of yang
the old type,
chemicals and all. Tapi dia print di kaca.
Yeah, that's how photography started lah.
Wow.
If like me dulu have to study kan photography.
Kau pernah try ke tu? Ada?
I only try on the paper with the chemicals.
Jadilah.
Memang jadi, but
dia pakai like pinhole, lepas tu kasi biar lama kau nak boleh bergerak, kau kena bergerak dia.
That's the old camera, the brownies and everything. Because dulu don't have technology, so they use the scientific way. Like how do you create a photo? So you need to have a very small pin in the middle of the and then behind you can see a photo lah. But dia terbalik. So there's a chemical they dorang simpan. I put my chemical there. I have to agak-agak lah berapa second for how many chemicals I add in. So I put like 5 seconds, tutup and then masuk dark room and do terus keluar lah the result.
Cantik man. Wow. Best kan? I tell you.
Kenapa saya nak ambil degree ni?
Let me just not to apa orang bilang mau underestimate any other brands lah. So coming you started from Nikon. So right after did you I can tell you are using Fujifilm now? So you are into Fujifilm ataupun kau didn't go for any other like Canon or something like that?
After Nikon, I had Kodak.
Kodak?
Yeah, before,
siapa yang tak pernah Kodak?
Before that, Kodak still survive digital.
Okay.
So my first not professional but digital SLR was Kodak.
Kodak, huh?
I had it for 2 years.
Oh.
Yeah, 2 years, and then one of my ada publish juga lah in mostly Extreme Sport magazine. Dulu saya ambil gambar banyak skate bah.
Oh.
Okay.
Skaters, inline skaters, even a feature on X Game Malaysia dulu got once in KL.
Yeah, X Game.
Yeah, got invited.
Nice.
So everyone with their professional camera, I'm with my Kodak.
From a second, Padin was competing that time.
In the street. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
So I did that one. Tidak sangka, although the gambar not that sharp, kena pilih one picture. Because there's, I forget what's the inline skater. It's the Japanese lady. Saya kena invite lah masuk on the top of the vert. So my goal is only like, okay, if I can take one nice picture, saya puas hati saja. Because my camera time tu pun, if you take picture, dia lambat.
Oh, lambat
shutter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, back in the days, that's how the digital, the
Were
technology.
Were you paid that time?
Tidak, kena invite saja, and then
it's a good lah.
And then my parents pun cakap, yeah, your father still work with MAS, free ticket, pergilah.
Hey, benefit You mean the Kodak that you were using was like a huge digital back and all that?
No, it's a very small camera. The first, considered one of the first digital camera in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not on the floppy disk lah, but on the CF card. Yeah.
CF card sudah masa tu.
Yeah.
Kodak, man.
Kodak is the thing, man.
Yeah.
I almost said the word, man. But
sudah sebut mau blip tu.
I have to beep it later.
Banyak kerja mau buat. So okay, talking about the things you've been doing now lah di studio apa semua. Now you into videography as well, and as you can tell, our AGC was edited and shot by Flanegan.
Yeah, man.
So what is when did you actually started going for visual like movement yang I mean the videos?
Movement ada study juga.
Okay.
Just a basic like cinematography in uni lah.
Okay.
Dia macam elective bah. Yeah. So I choose cinematography. 101 kan orang panggil.
101.
Yeah,
for dummies.
Yeah. After that saya tidak sentuh sudah. And then in Japan on my third year, one of the art director that I've worked very close lah, just for photography project. Dia tiba-tiba bilang, oh, I look at your still photo, macam can turn into motion picture.
Okay.
And then he say, oh, I'm doing a 3-minute short film for a very cheap product. Dia bilang.
Would you be our DOP? Dia bilang gitu.
Would you be our DOP lah? Just this one just consider a fun shot lah.
Okay.
Dia tidak bayar, cause dia macam
experimental lah.
So I say,
so you did?
I did lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was the result?
Okay je, dia suka. Yeah.
Wow.
Because at the end, he's the art director. He also will direct kan what kind of work. So I'm the one determine what kind of that angle I want to do lah.
Okay, let me just in Sabah, in your line of work, what do you put yourself as a photographer? Are you into like ada orang action, ada orang the sports, ada orang the wedding, ada yang the micro, ada yang the birds lah, ada yang
landscape.
Landscape. You know, how about you?
But overall, people see me as artist, not photographer eventually. Yeah, because when this one orang bilang lah. Even some of the press release pun when they look at my work, I use photography as form of art kah.
Okay.
Yeah. So when they look at my picture, they jump macam not those typical photographer ambil gambar gitu.
I see.
Yeah, but I think also admit lah, when I started photography pun, once I started study, I never have macam goal ni, I want to become the best wedding photographer.
Oh gitu. Okay.
Yeah.
Ada orang yang macam gitu
so
kan.
So you are very general lah.
Not juga general. I'm quite picky juga lah when it comes to job. Like wedding saya tidak ambil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Totally. So you never did wedding job.
I
dulu
take
mesti
once
pernah lah.
Satu kali after that I say like this is not photography. Bilang.
This is moment lah mo.
Macam kerja lah pula kan.
Macam kerja lah. Like you want to make the client happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is for your own satisfaction. If you could think like that,
I guess because that's why they call me artist. Like I do everything for my own, and eventually people hire me or people choose me to do their like I got assigned for their photo work lah. Mostly I do earning a living is from commercial or like art commission.
On good days, how much are you earning?
On good days, how
much?
This one I always share with orang lah.
Okay.
Most of the time you will earn little bit like 300, 500 one project.
Okay.
But my biggest project is a client from Australia.
Okay.
Almost I think 90,000 ringgit kah for just one project.
Wow.
But it's a 2 weeks punya apalah.
Punya period.
Commercial,
Terus kira tu boleh cover the whole month, the whole year sudah tu, whole 90k.
I can say I ended up main game for 6 months like.
Terus cuti. Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
Wow.
That was back in 2014.
So you've been doing this. Do you think I mean surviving this and surviving the PKP lagi apa semua ni kan, the MCO. Do you think it's sustainable? There's needs of course lah kan.
There's the needs. But I've come to the point pun I know where's the limit lah.
Okay.
Yeah. But once a while I will do jobs. During COVID I did do like graphic design.
Okay.
Like UX UI design. Of course after habis COVID kena buang lah. Yeah.
Itulah dia period kan.
Itu. And then But so far I like this kind of job lah. After working like 9 to 5 kan. Yeah.
Best lah.
Not really best, just that I realize this is my style lah.
Okay.
Even I try to change my habit and everything. At the end of the day, saya jadi orang gila.
Hey, coming back to what you said kan, like what your mom said kan, kau memang tidak boleh kerja dengan orang, kau boleh kerja diri sendiri kan. So this is it kan.
Kerja with beef. Like I can work with Farish.
Okay.
Lama je, like 2 years sama dia, like no problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about with Kinabalu podcast?
Okay juga.
Okay. Ini macam kena paksa aja.
But why I ask? There's needs and everything, and kau boleh sustain apa semua. Do you think you have to be very very good to be sustaining in the national? I mean for sure of course lah, because I think competition is there juga. Ada yang on off.
Yeah, eventually people will, of course, kadang-kadang yang fotografer yang kau kenal, even kawan kau kenal will talk behind you lah.
Okay.
Saya pun kenal dulu. I remember once I got back from Australia.
Okay.
I can say quite well known lah. Because dulu saya aktif in blog.
Nama, sebut nama.
Nama ya.
Jangan.
But I remember I do macam meet and meeting session with all the photographer in KK.
Meet and greet,
yeah. And then suddenly this guy talk to me. Dia tidak kenal saya siapa.
Okay.
Si Flanegan ni tembiarang pula.
Tapi depan kau.
Depan saya.
Oh my god.
I also like kenapa dia tembiarang? Dia ada orang cakap pasal dia study Australia, ingat dia pintar lah. Saya like I never thought saya pintar juga.
Okay.
Dia menang award, dia apalah ya. I did won an award.
Okay.
But I never.
What award was that?
It's a photography award in the US.
Wow.
And I also have 2 exhibitions in US and Australia. But I never tell everyone.
Which you exhibited?
Got selected. Yeah. I never.
So you went to the US and
tiada my photos saya kena select. Yeah.
Wow.
So they all know this.
We are talking to a real artist.
Yeah, memang artis lah bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can say I don't really share lah my background, because even when I share pun macam I realize people tidak minat lah.
No lah, that's why we call you up for the second session. It's a surprise. Dia pun kejap.
Jadi last minute ni.
No.
For the right people, yes.
Actually from the first season pun kita saya rasa macam mana kan dia mau handle lagi the camera, but actually we can do like this lah kan.
Can.
Wow, amazing.
Memang ini orang gila ni memang.
We got a few more minutes before we end this session. Is it expensive to be a photographer?
Yeah, it's really expensive because of the gadget.
Right?
But I have to set myself boundaries lah. Yeah, cause I can say I'm in this late Usually when people start kan, dia terus start buy all the stuff bah. Like me, because I'm so into photography, not the camera. I just do photography with whatever I had.
Wow.
Terus sampai sekarang when I do the time COVID, I did 2 jobs kan, UI and graphic. But now the employer tahu lah ada 2 kerja. So that time my salary quite high lah. Almost 2 full time gaji kan. And then time tu gatal lah tangan untuk apply loan. First time, never had in my life. Pergi apply loan, and then now is my big mistake lah, because I want to upgrade all my camera kan. At the end only bought 1 camera, tapi memang mahal lah, like 20,000 ringgit. Worth it. Like I'm using this right now lah.
Wow.
Yeah, and then if I think back time, actually I don't need to take the loan bah. I can just use the buy now pay later. Time tu baru keluar tu. When I think about it,
told me,
but now of course since I already have the camera,
sudah habis bayar pun.
tidak juga, pelan-pelan bayar lah. I think 2 more years kah tu.
Okay.
Dah lama lagi tu.
Memang it's expensive lah. Let's say if you're more into the business side, memang they are more on the gadget lah. Like suddenly one camera not enough, shutter speed tidak cukup laju.
Okay, what is your advice to youngsters di Sabah ini who want macam dia ni mau berminat to venture into photography? Advice kau dari segi gadget as well, what he is supposed to do, what yang sepatutnya dia buat lah.
I think nowadays it's easy to become photographer lah.
Like, is it?
Everyone can own camera. The early consumer punya camera that cost like 4,000-5,000 ringgit. And then they really generate a good result, have good lens, all the good quality,
auto shoot.
Yeah, auto shoot. You just set P or just set auto scene. That one memang saya tidak complain lah. Because eventually dulu when I started the Kodak, I could tell you kan, when saya tekan pun dia belum lagi tekan the shutter. So as a photographer memang saya syukur with all this technology lah.
Automatic pun sudah bagus lah sekarang.
Automatic bagus sekarang. Saya tekan dia autofocus sudah muka. And then my advice is, one advice lah, what I see right now is people like to copy photography. They copy not from like the history of photography, like how photography started. They copy everything from Instagram. Yeah,
I see.
So they don't really.
You mean copy the style of work,
the editing and everything. So basically,
preset pun ada jual bukan?
Yes, the preset lah basically. Dulu mana ada preset.
Yeah, betul ada sendiri kok.
Yeah. So quite sad lah, cause when kadang-kadang a few young photographer approach me when I don't know how they found out me, and then they cerita this and that, they show me their work. Mau juga I want to mentor them, but the problem is I also in this position macam I cannot mentor them juga apa. Yeah. So I always tell them online has lots of resource. You can learn the history. You can read lah. If you malas read, you go to ChatGPT, summarize it. At least you understand
AI stuff and all.
Look at all the old famous photographer, commercial, portrait, documentary, how they take. And don't only say, because cantik angle. It's not the angle. You have to read the story, the photography punya background, why you could send to this certain country to take photo, and how it tells a story in the photo. Because banyak orang ambil gambar tinggal pun, the most common I see from uncle lah, like my father's age. Anak buah saya pun boleh ambil. Saya lah everyone boleh ambil.
Alah kasihan.
Bapak saya pun boleh ambil. But the reason why I like photography not because ambil angle cantik, I can compose it very nice. Because itu belajar one semester siap sudah, but you know.
Betul. Technicals kan.
So in terms of like arts, like expression, keeping the stories, make it in a very longevity history of the photo. I think that's what I like lah, photography.
Wow.
Especially Japanese photography lah.
So you coming to your advice to these youngsters?
Just don't like photography because you like ambil gambar model. Banyak nih, confirm saya kena timbak nih. So
mesti model kan.
I was into that when I was in my 20s. Saya late 30s lah. So saya my late 30s lah.
Confession lah ini.
Not confession lah. I think once you reach to certain kan, macam like, what's the point of doing all this stuff pa? And then I sometimes ask myself, why still like photography? Ada satu kali I quit for 2 years.
You just
sold everything.
Buat lah.
But at the end of the day, when people ask me what's your goal, what's your dream, semua fotografi ni just like
I'm gonna believe that one.
So I realized memang already photography all the way lah, and arts.
That's for life lah.
So pursue your dreams, young people.
Pursue what you really like, and always, if you don't know the answer,
learn.
The answer will always be there. People have to keep asking you lah. Like I'm a little bit introvert. I don't really. Kadang-kadang saya cakap, but I don't. People don't.
Tengok orang juga.
Tengok
the vibe lah.
But when like my introvert friend always kept on asking me kan those deep question, sana baru I can find my jawapan.
Like what?
Like my friend kadang-kadang tanya fotografi, kenapa fotografi ni sendiri yang kenapa orang ambil, everyone pun boleh ambil. And then sana saya tanya-tanya like kan, actually not everyone knows bah. Like macam a few days ago pun my friend cakap pasal pipe water. My extrovert friend lah. Because another friend memang in water punya kerja. So ni saliran, masuk sini saliran, and then jadi ada 2-3 pipe, kenapa satu pipe dia dah air? They say like that lah.
That is deep.
So there's
That is
always
deep.
one friend always like that. So kadang-kadang pun yang pandai belajar dari kawan ni, like randomly now I understand how water works in Sabah.
Okay.
So anyway, I think we coming to our end of our podcast. Kita started a bit late on the first episode just now. So we want to say thank you to you, Flan, for sharing your stories. I think banyak kita boleh cerita juga.
Yes.
One of the line yang sangat very orang bilang interesting di kehidupan ini ataupun line of job inilah.
Orang bilang orang gila punya kerja lah.
Betul. People think they can do it, but you don't.
Ada orang
I met a lot. Last banyak yang jadi kerja lain juga.
Ya. Ada yang kerja lain tapi jadi itu. Pun ada juga. So thank you very much, friend. Thank you for doing this juga as well, because operating the camera at the same time, being interviewed on our episode here.
Multitasking.
So I think sharing begini sangat bagus dari segi orang bilang membuka mata kita punya pendengar-pendengar ataupun orang yang ingin berkecimpung dalam industri fotografi di Sabah.
That's right.
So one more thing is this after Raya, I will have my group exhibition at Sabahan Gallery lah.
Okay.
It will be 2 mountains.
How many photographers?
Will be 6, 3 from Malaysia, 3 from Japan, and I'm the only Sabahan.
Wow! Congratulations.
Congratulations, man.
Bila after Raya?
After Raya for 2 months, April until June.
Di mana? Sabahan Gallery. Okay.
Sabahan Gallery.
Yang di Luyang tu kan?
Ya, di Luyang.
Kan?
And then those who missed out, the next tour will be in KL and then Japan lah. Yeah.
Wow,
so
Japan lagi.
Japan juga for the exhibition.
Ada girlfriend Japan kali si Flan ni kan?
Yeah. Siapa any Japanese girl in Sabah? Ya, boleh cari saya lah.
Ataupun
reach out
Sabahan girl in Japan.
Sabahan girl in Japan saya kenal semua kahwin lah sama Japanese.
Kecuali Sabahan boy belum kahwin lagi.
Kahwin lah tu. Semua jumpa Japanese girl di church. I know, cause saya tinggal sana. Yalah. Eventually
tapi
lots of Sabahan.
Lots
of Sabahan in like 9 or 10 Sabahans in Japan. Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot, loh.
That's a lot actually. Yeah.
Good to hear.
I think I'll pray for the best for you. Mana tahu kau jumpa di Japanese, why not kan?
So tadi.
Thank you so much, man. I think last word, but I just want to say thank you. And this sharing is very, very good. One of the most orang bilang interesting line of scene di Sabah dan juga di mana-mana lah. Bukan semua orang boleh ambil gambar dan memang semua orang boleh gambar, tapi bukan semua orang boleh menceritakan gambar itu.
That's the thing.
That's the thing, man. So Ken, you want to say anything?
For me, this is my session. This is what I live for. This is what I live for, man. Photography is something of a
lagi
hobby.
pun kau ada job kan this Monday.
Kira job dengan budak-budak lah.
It's okay. It's still a job. It's still a job though.
I love photography, and this is one of the sessions I love.
Flan,
thank you, Flan.
I give you space. One last word to our listeners. Anything?
Actually, my mind very blank sekarang.
I
guess that's all lah from me. And those who don't know about me pun, you don't need to find me lah. If you search Flanegan, that's the only Asian Flanegan that you will meet on Google.
Which is you.
Yeah lah, kau type Flanegan Asian, I will be in the number 1.
Okay. So find him di Flanegan B. Ada dia punya Instagram, dia punya social juga. So boleh hire juga dia punya kerja. Dia punya services. Boleh cari dia dan PM dia di sana.
Awesome.
Podcast ini proudly brought to you by the American Green Corner, by the US Embassy, KLE collaboration with Sabah State Library Tanjung Aru dan juga Kinabalu Podcast.
Yes, American Green Corner or AGC is actively encouraging education and cultural exchange between the US and Sabah, the awareness of environmental issues, climate change, and as well as offering everyone conducive space of operation to organize and operate programs with our team at the AGC.
To know more, follow us at the AGC Sabah on Instagram and TikTok, and American Green Corner Sabah on Facebook and YouTube. Sampai di sini saja. Sampai kita berjumpa di episod-episod seterusnya. Saya Richado.
Saya Kenny.
Saya Flanegan.
Kami dari AGC Podcast. Ciao Ciao.
Ciao Bella Ciao.
Untuk melengkapkan kemudahan-kemudahan dan peluang-peluang bagi meninggikan pelajaran anak-anak negeri Sabah yang cerdik pandai, tidak kira apa bangsa, agama dan kaum.